Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, Mini Motorways. We are off to Los Angeles for today's daily challenge, which will see free road tiles on bridges, but we only get one motorway, which doesn't feel very Los Angeles when you think about it. Good morning, Sunflares Space. Good morning, Coffee Cafe. Coffee Cafe was here first. Want to send a special thank you to Lollipop813. Came in with the follow while we were off stream. Thank you, Lollipop, for that. I can safely assume that it doesn't suck. See, because your name is Lollipop, I made it funny. Yep, that's the level of humor with which we are dealing right now. But hey, it's fine. It's Thursday. We are here. Had a good episode of AEW Dynamite last night. It's always a good time when you can say that there was a good episode of Dynamite last night. And you know, it kind of feels like for the most part, not entirely, but for the most part, AEW has kind of gotten away from many, if not all, of the annoying follies they had found themselves in over the past few months. And by that, I mostly just mean it feels like there's less stupid bullshit in the last couple of weeks of AEW Dynamite. It's not a great thing when every year or so your favorite wrestling company has to take a step back and be like, wait a second, we've let entirely too much stupid bullshit in here. We must adjust course. At the same time, at least they realize, usually, sometimes, when they've let entirely too much stupid bullshit in here and must adjust course. There's something to be said for that. There's also something to be said for this light blue house going up this way, getting into that business. You know what we're going to do? We're going to tweak the positionment of these yellows and also this yellows is there. We're going to do that. So now we're going to have these two yellows right here and right here go into this business. These two yellows right there and right thus go into this business. Now everything's going to come up. Goog house. We're going to have one business and one road now and forever, and I'm going to reduce the volume of my desk mic because it keeps clipping. So, less clipping. Less clipping, more googing. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Less clipping, more... I have nothing, honestly. Oh, goodness. What I do have is a sudden influx of in-person assignments for my work. Let me tell y'all a story about a thing that happened to me yesterday. And in the long run, this is fine. This is a thing that happens and it's nobody's fault. But I do, professionally, legal videography, among other things. And my job has several different roles for which they might send out a person. And one of those roles is as a videographer, which is you go, you set up a camera, you set up some microphones, you set up some mixer, you set up a whole bunch of equipment, and then you shoot video of a deposition. Okay, fine, whatever. Another role is as a field tech, which is usually basically just go to a place, set up a laptop, connect someone to a Zoom call, make sure they don't brick your laptop by being a stupid person, and off you go. Okay? So one of those roles requires a great deal of setup and is rather stressful and hard, and the other is piss easy, try not to fall asleep, right? Oftentimes, these roles are combined, because listen, you can very easily do the field tech stuff and then be the videographer, and if anything goes wrong, it's fine. Okay? This was the case yesterday. I had to drive like 90 miles or whatever to Warwick, goddamn Rhode Island for a deposition. And I was supposed to be the videographer and the field tech. Get to the job, set up the field tech. It's this tiny ass little conference room, so I've got to figure out where I'm going to put everybody and oodle around stuff as I'm setting up all of this equipment. But I do it because I'm good at my job and that's what I'm paid to do. And I set up my equipment, right? And then the court reporter gets on the Zoom call, and the court reporter's like, "Wait a second, this isn't a video deposition. Why are you a videographer?" And I'm like, "I have a job assignment right here that says this is a video deposition." And she's like, "I have a notice of deposition right here that says this isn't a video deposition." And that trumps that. So it turns out that I wound up lugging all of my video shit across a state and a half, which I didn't have to do, and then wound up setting up all of my video shit, which took like an hour, and I didn't have to do because some wires got crossed and I got a notice for a job that didn't exist. And then the depot was over in 15 minutes, which could have meant I pack up and go home in, a total of 20 minutes of work. But no, you see, I had already spent an hour setting everything up, and I needed to then spend 45 minutes tearing everything down, because you can't just, chuck this shit in your car or whatever. It has boxes, and the boxes have wheels, and... Oh, it was a time. A grand time was had by all, by which I mean I got to practice setting up my video equipment, which wasn't necessarily a thing I needed to do with my Wednesday, but I suppose there are worse things to do with Wednesday. Like, watch it on Netflix. Is that a burn? Is Wednesday a bad show? I've heard good things about the Wednesday show, but can we pretend that we've heard bad things about the Wednesday show so as to... Never mind. We'll take a bridge here, being as I am thoroughly lacking in bridge and we only have the one motorway. We want to be very careful with how and when we use said motorway. This house here will probably eventually want to... it'll probably eventually want to do that, so why don't we just do that? You three go down over here, service this business. You three come down here, service this business. Actually, I'm going to reverse course here, because this house is just fine supplementing this for now. And, ooh, well, interesting. Okay. This is not necessarily the worst thing. What we can do is we can come down here and boop thusly, and basically take those two. You're not on a straight line, so might as well just zoop like that. So now these 1, 2, 3, 4 are going to support the circle here, and we've got these two yellows for this business here. We're not sharing entrances or anything silly like that. You go up in like such, and we maintain the beautiful and glorious principle that is 1B and 1R. Now then, this red can come up that way. That's gross, but okay. Speaking of gross, but okay, that's gross, but okay. Give me another bridge, and now let's figure out, well, we can definitely get some light blues up this way without messing with that nonsense. Let's do this thing here. We're gonna go right down that way. Goog will never go through the front door. I do very rarely use the front door of my own damn home. I won't say never. I actually used the front door yesterday, but it's rare. It's rare. True fact. Parlor Ghost and Bagoonicorn, two folks who have had occasion to be over to my condo on a few times. I almost said had occasion to be over on a few occasions, which would be bad sentence structure. Don't structure your sentence that way. Parlor Ghost did not know that I have two doors. There are two ways to get into my apartment, simply because there's visitor parking in the back, and the way the building is structured, there are two doors, and I just send everybody to the back. Ghosty didn't know there was a back. This is what passes for engaging conversations sometimes when it's 7:09 on a Thursday morning. But Ghosty and Bagoonicorn were watching Nora over some holiday. I think it was Thanksgiving, maybe. And I just casually said, yeah, I've left the back door unlocked. And Parlor Ghost was like, wait, stop, hold everything. Back door? Yeah, this is an obvious door in my living room. She thought it was a closet. Which, this is a big, wide door. I wish I had a closet that had that big and wide a door, but, don't. Oh, well. I've got 2 traffic lights. We'll take ourselves another roundabout here. How are we doing? Let's do a quick left to right recap here. We've got this dark blue business up in the northwest. It is supported by these 3 houses here. They are basically totally fine. We've also got, I do have, I'm Alex Jack Neckthorne. I think that was when I was playing The Outer Worlds. That seems like an Outer Worlds type quote. Yeah, because he was supposed to be Alex Hawthorne, and he wound up being Jack Necktie from the White Shoe Gang. That sounds familiar. All right, so these 2 greens are going to come down here. These 2 greens are going to awkward swirl around into here. Get in that-ish way. I'm noticing these 2 yellows here aren't doing anything. And they're both closer to this yellow than, say, this yellow. You know what? Let's do this. We're going to run these dark blues up, around, over, and down like so. Ow. Oh, I scratched my nose in a way that injured a zit or something. It's fine. These yellows here are going to swoop down that away. That'll let me murder kill this particular road. This particular road, having been sufficiently murder killed, will allow me to do nothing. I will grab this yellow, toss it up this way, so now we have 3 yellows servicing this business, these 2 yellows servicing this, and a different set of yellows not doing anything. We don't actually have every yellow doing something, but at least it's a different set not doing anything. So, we were on a west to east recap. We've got this dark blue business here supported by these 3. This is basically fine. Looks like the traffic flow here is starting to get a little dicey. Give me a 3rd and 4th traffic light. That's probably going to be me set on traffic lights for the rest of the run, but it's good to know. Okay, you got a little bit angry and then you became a circle, which is on balance fine, I suppose. Yeah, it's basically fine. Here. Next, we have this red business right here. This red square is supported well by these 2 buds right here. That's totally fine. You there, Red Houseman. Do I like you? I don't think I like you doing that. I think I like you doing this thing better. We might need to reevaluate the situationship of our reds here. Yeah, hold on. Let's do that, actually. We're just gonna... I don't want this red house on this yellow road because it's going to be the closest red to these to this red business, which means this car coming in and out of the driveway is going to slow down these 4 yellows right here. So instead of doing that terrible thing, we're going to do this slightly worse thing. We're going to run you 3 reds right to here. Boom thusly. And then, yeah, you will boom thusly. Chicky boom gusly. Or whatever the song goes. You know the song I'm talking about. We're going to run these 3 reds right here into a traffic light here. This is actually going to be a perfectly cromulent traffic light. So you come down this way, and now these 3, 6 Mafia reds go into the western side of this Ketchup and Mustard Plaza. Calling something the Ketchup and Mustard Plaza kind of sounds like the TV edit of Snakes on a Plane, right? I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Ketchup and Mustard plane. No? Okay, fine. That's fair. So, now we have, problems. Problems and situations and bad. Okay, so... this light blue up here has gone circular, which isn't great, but we do have we do, for one thing, have these 1, 2, 3 light blues right here. So this now makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light blues going into here. And I've got these light blues here. So what I can do is we swoop them as such, take advantage of the free road tiles on bridges, and go down and then up to this way. So these 3 houses right here are going to support this business. While I'm here, I'm going to slightly restructurize these greens such that they do that, and we'll kill that road. So now 1, 2, 3 houses go over here. This dark blue exists, which is an annoyance. However, as you may have already noticed, we do have these 2 dark blue houses right here. Now, how could I... Is there a way that I might... If I do this... Basically, I'm looking for a way to... Yeah, I think if we swoop... Well, if we do this, we can run these light blues up here like so. Haha! So the light blues run up here like so. These reds went up that way to create a little space. Thank you for going like that to create a little space. Okay. So west to east round recap resumes now, basically. As soon as we're done. So this dark blue circle is now supported by, roughly 8,000 houses. I think we have roughly 8,000 dark blue houses here. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dark blues going off that way. That's cool. This green over here has recently come into existence, so we need to repositionate these greenhouses as such. You go do that. You go do that. That's going to be fine. This red business remains totally fine, supported by these 2 with their nice little swoopy road. That's just amazinating. This yellow business right here is supported by these 3. This yellow business right here is supported by these 3. Nice, simple 1B, 1R situation going on there. This dark blue, rather, is supported by these 1, 2, 3 houses. They've got a nice straight road, plenty of cars and driveways. I see no potential death there, at least not this very moment. You need to swoop in that way. Take care of that. This light blue business here is a little bit dicey. Yeah, just a wee tad on the diciness here. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do is something stupid. First of all, I'm going to kill this bridge. Second of all, we're going to draw this road off of this way. So now these 1, 2, 3. Coffee Cafe says I could rejigger the reds right here, then make the light blues more direct and everything less traffic-y. So I was thinking... What I was thinking was replace this traffic light with a roundabout. You know, we kill that. We bring this into here, right? We just drop that like so. And then these light blues go up and in like so to a traffic light that does not that, but something resembling that. Like this. You come up here, you traffic light there, and now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still 5, 6. You've got 6 light blues supporting this. I don't know if that's actually good. Give me another traffic light while I think about it. By traffic light, I do mean roundabout. No, the middle red square takes these houses. The light blues then weave under the red road serving... The middle red square takes close houses. These are close houses. The light blues then weave under the red road serving it, and they go over. And the light blue bottom left weaves around the other way for another red house to go up. Oh. Where does that leave this business, though? I feel like that kind of screws over this business. Because if you're having these two feed this to clear up space for, like, these to go up there, I don't necessarily disagree, but I'm also not in love with the concept. Let's take a moment here. This dark blue situation, I don't understand why this dark blue is so mad. It's got all the houses in the frickin' world, which might have answered the question there, actually. I may have just solved the puzzle. Speaking of solving puzzles, this isn't actually going to solve a puzzle, but it is going to use one of the bridges I have. We're going to cut this green road a little bit shorter so as to free up the eastern side of the map for these two yellows to come down this way and get into here. That's going to be fine. All right. You are more reds to funnel down here into this roundabout. This red business is totally fine. This light blue business appears to have caught up, which is wonderful. This green has gone circular, which isn't. But, you know, I suppose it's fine for some definition of fine. You can come up this way. You know what, friends? Let's do something silly with our greens. What if we took you, and you Urimura and go up that way? It's a Japanese professional wrestling joke. Glorious. Now we just run this snaky little green road down here, and these 5 houses are now tasked with supporting 2 different businesses. Which is bad, but it should, broadly speaking, be fine-ish. Here, give me another bridge. It's all gonna be great. Everything's gonna work out A-okay. Unless it, doesn't, which it might not. But anyway, this yellow here can come down here, be a much-needed addition to this already sort of angry business. This yellow here is totally great. These light blues up here feel like they should be helpful, but actually, you know what? They kind of can be. Hold on. Hold the phone. If I sneak a roundabout right in here, sorry. Goodbye, tree. Okay. You can connect some mustards to the ketchup road. I can do that. I could do like these 2 yellows to swoop in here to keep this circle happy. That's not actually a bad idea. Voop, voop, and voop like so. You're just emergency yellows coming down here to support this business. That should be not horribly obstructionating or anything. But what I was thinking was the murder and reallocation of this road right here, which in turn allows me to do that, which just looks nicer. So we murder and reallocate these light blues here, sending them up this way to further complicate this garbage. Should be great. And what do we do to serve this business? You may have already figured out, is we further complicate this stupid roundabout like so. So you 3 light blues go here into this quasi-necessary roundabout, go in here, support this business. That should be fine. Has the added additional bonus of allowing me to staple this red to that business via traffic light. This is actually a fairly cromulent traffic light. This light blue over here is angry on account of the lack of support, which, listen, I understand. I did just put a couple of light blues in service of this, so I can yoink a couple to service that. Should be fine skis. You're still mad, which, buddy, I don't know what to tell you. You've got 8,000 houses. This yellow down here is also angry, which is an annoyance, really, because there's no good reason for you to be angry. And yet, here you stand, furious at the world. Like some sort of world fury. Honestly. Alright, so we'll hook these up here. These 3 yellows will get into this square. These 2 yellows, you know what? These 2 yellows, I think, might be... hold on. No, wait, that was going to be a dumb thing I did. Let's not do a dumb thing. Let's do a different thing. If we kill this roundabout that doesn't actually need to exist anymore, that roundabout might need to exist. Hold on. Let's do this. You remember these 3 yellows that I just put into existence go down that way? Actually, what if they come up this way? These 2 yellows go over like that, service this. That then frees up these 1, 2, 3 yellows right here to bridgeify down here. Kill that. We run you back here as a support for there. That should be cool and good. We come back here, restore this. I feel like I'm just rebuilding roads that I've already built before, but okay. So you 3 go down there. You 3 go down there. This roundabout need not exist anymore. Okay. Everybody go. You point south. Neato. Give me another bridge. Can never have too many bridge. This light blue can point north, support this. These 2 light blues along with this light blue, and you know what? I'm going to steal this light blue. Go support that. That's going to be fine. You are the weirdest, most supported light blue guy, actually, sort of. Okay. So this dark blue pulls from these 4. This yellow is now pulling from 1, 2, 3 yellows here, and we've got cars and driveways there. This yellow is pulling from 1, 2, 3 yellows here, and we've got cars and driveways here, so that's great. This light blue is being serviced by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 light blue houses that are connected to either this road or this roundabout or that sort of thing. And most of its love is just coming from the due south here, so that's actually a-okay. You can point that away. That'll be mildly better. Although it will mean that you have to share an exit spout with this guy, so you know what, just fuck it. You do that, you do that. Let's take 30 more road tiles. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ever so slightly tweak this roundabout just so that this light blue guy doesn't spawn on this red road. Yeah, we'll do that. Light blues are having a bit of a moment, which is gonna be annoying. I think I generally have the traffic to... I have the cars to maintain this, I say. Watching as I suddenly run out of cars and driveways and my businesses just get angrier, actually. Not great, but hey, rush hours happen. We usually get through them. It's going to be just fine. So this red here is being tended to by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red houses in and around this circle right here. The light blue and their friend can just go diagonally upright and be primaries for the other blue circle. The light blue and their friend can go diagonally upright. Do you mean these 2? That doesn't sound right. I mean, these 2 right here, and for that matter, these 4, could theoretically... Give me a 4th bridge. I could just extend this road. It was before a red house ruined it and closed the gap. Oh, I see. Well, to hell with you, red house that spawned in a place I didn't see. This light blue house right here is doing precisely nothing, which is mildly annoying. You know what I could do with this light blue is this silly thing. Do I want to do this? Oh, first of all, here's a not silly thing. Let's point this light blue house straight down here, just directly into that business. That seems like a smart thing to do. I was going to have this light blue come down here, and you know what? I think I will. So this light blue is going to get a silly little bridge right there to make it part of this road to be an earlier support for this business, which just got angry. So, you know, it's good that we're supporting businesses when and as they need it, I guess. This light blue here is mad, which is just an indication that light blues are simply having a moment, which hopefully they'll get over, but they are running through a very complicated roundabout that arguably needs not exist. So, you know, is it time to murder this roundabout? Or at least de-bluify it? How would I de-bluify this roundabout? I think, well, first of all, you are a light blue that exists. You can go south, support this thing. This thing, for all its wonkiness, has what is essentially a single road going to it. So now if we were to save this, though, what would we do for that? That is a good question. Can move the top light blue above the roundabout to the light blue main road. You know, like that? Like that thing that I just did? That smart thing that I should have done initially? Yes, I can do that. I can indeed do that smart thing. Thank you, Coffee Cafe. This plaza here is angry, mostly because of the reds. The reds are angry, mostly because of the roundabout. The roundabout exists, mostly because of the light blues. However, what if we used the resources we have at our disposal? What if, as a for instance, we were to shunt all of these reds and these two yellows together into our one and exactly one motorway? And then we just did this, thereby creating a much straighter, quicker shot that doesn't involve a fucking roundabout for all of this garbage. Why is this red on this road? This red went onto this road so as to come down here into this roundabout so as to support this business, which is thus dying. So, listen, early returns on this motorway are negative, but also every red in the world is mad at me. This red here is particularly irksome. By irksome, I mean it's mad. You can come down this way. We'll do that. We'll put a traffic light right here. That'll get these two reds involved in the care and maintenance of this business, which is something. I think I saw a circle that's 90% full. Yeah, it was this circle here. It was 90% full. Now it's 97% full. That's a bad percent full. You want to be less full than that circle. Stop filling. Stop filling. The tank is full. Stop filling. Boy. The Great Taste beer chick has won. Stop filling. Anyway, if we take these two light blues, it won't matter because the city's dead, which is a shame. But we got 3,557 commuters over 115 days. That's a non-zero amount of time, right? It's top 1% in the world, actually. Hold on. That did not feel like a number 3 in the world run. That did not feel like I was a scant 230 trips away from supplanting Derp as the number 1 person. But it did beat Samurai Sam. So we can drop those GGs in the chat, celebrate our glorious triumph with a victory wordle. Hooray, victory wordle. And yes, we did indeed triumph over level 99 thought today. Hooray! Okay. So, it could be Crone. Could absolutely be Crone. It's not, but in the moment it could have been. It could be... No, it can't be ersatz. That's a 6-letter word that contains an A and a T, so there's plenty of reason it can't be that. Goog. While I'm thinking of more words, I do want to make a programming note. I had to change up the streaming schedule for the rest of the week. As you can see, there will be no stream on Friday. Samurai Sam, we got number 3 in the world. It's a true fact. However, as noted here, there is no stream this coming Friday. I have to be in Sudbury, which is a ways away. So, no stream Friday. We will still be back with Valkyria Chronicles number 4. That'll be later tonight. But first, let us finish the rest of the nonsense here. Starting with this wordle, which could be prelp. could indeed be prelp. It's not, because prelp isn't a word, but aside from that mild thing, it could indeed be prelp. Actually, it couldn't be prelp, because prelp has the third letter be E, so it's good that prelp isn't a word. Would have wasted a guess there. What about fried? That's a past tense version of a word, but it's not just an ED. Maybe it's fried. It's not fried, but good. Well, I'll be brief. I think we've solved the Wordle. I almost said good grief, and then I remembered that there was no G from great. So yay! We got Wordle 4. Hooray, getting Wordle in 4. Let us now dispense with the Wordle. Please don't help me text because, please don't give it away text because, listen. Okay, so we are here in, we need to create 4 groups of 4 in connections. So, fat and I think fever are both. Let's back away from that for a moment. Solid, gas, liquid, and plasma are states of matter. So we're going to do that. Let's see. Philly is a special. Are there any other specials? Sales are specials. Am I onto something here? Maybe not. Let's see here. Fish is a band. It is, fat, few, Philly, and fish are indeed words that start with PH, but no, I don't think so. Let's see. Elevators, fevers, and sails are all things that go up and down. Philly's a thing that goes up and down, sort of, but I don't know if I like that. Now, it is true that in addition to just being PH words, they're PH words that could be F words. That's actually true. Yeah, okay, fine. PH words that could be, PH words that could be F words. If it was just PH words, I would be like, they wouldn't do that. But because, as Coffee Cafe noted, they're also F words, you're right. That is a thing they would do. Now then, I think I was onto something with the go up and down. Elevators, sales are up, fevers are up, elevator goes up. One more thing goes up. Does your hero go up? Does your legend go up? Does your icon go up? Your perfect doesn't really go up. Your legend increases. That's a thing people say. Your legend increases. Sales increase. Your fever. Your elevator doesn't increase, though. Well, hero, legend, icon, and great are all like things we would say about a person, right? Yeah, they're all timers. Okay. So, these are pitches. Your elevator pitch is, you've got 10 seconds, tell me what your movie is. A sales pitch is, hey, do you want to buy siding? A perfect pitch is a movie with Anna Kendrick. No, wait, a pitch perfect is a movie with Brittany Snow. And a fever pitch is a movie with Jimmy Fallon. I dislike Jimmy Fallon. But hey, we got there. And that's what matters. Actually, what matters is that we dislike Jimmy Fallon. That's much more important. If you take one thing away from, I won't say all of Gimmimimim, but certainly this episode. If you take one thing away from this particular episode of Gimmimimim, it is that it is good and correct to dislike Jimmy Fallon. Anyway, of course it is the title of the episode. I dislike Jimmy Fallon. Yes, it very much is. Let us play today's Trivial Pursuit Daily Challenge. Which founding member of Public Enemy? Oh, God. Oh, the huge clock. That's Flava Flav. Thank you very much. 1981, which country released 52 American hostages? That was Iran. Fuck you, Ronald Reagan. What skiing term comes from the Vietnamese for small hill? Small hill? Nope. Mogul. Okay, fine. Which former U.S. president who famously enjoyed chowing down on fast food burgers went vegan for a healthier heart? Bill Clinton went vegan? Good for him. Okay. What clothing item was not allowed to be worn by women on the floor of the U.S. Senate? That'll be pants. What is the title of Harper Lee's second published novel, released several years after she died by her money-grubbing estate or something like that? You Had to Go and Set a Watchman. And we got 5 out of 6. Hooray! Sunflare Space asks why exactly I dislike Jimmy Fallon. And listen, I could say that it's because he always broke character really unprofessionally at the slightest provocation in an SNL skit, to the point where it became a running joke that whenever Jimmy Fallon was involved in a skit, he would just crack and laugh, even if it wasn't funny, especially if Horatio Sands, who was also not funny, was next to him. It could be that. It could be that the 2004 World Series was ever so slightly tainted by the fact that Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore were involved in the post-game celebration when they won the fucking thing because they happened to be shooting a movie at the time. Might have something to do with that. Could have something to do with that. It could be that he's the host of The Tonight Show, as The Tonight Show has morphed from a generic late night TV show that actually set the bar for late night TV shows to this awful fame whoring, let's play silly games and try to go viral by having Jimmy Fallon laugh all over everybody as they do stuff that's vaguely entertaining. It might have something to do with that. Could be that he's a shit-headed bastard fucker who everybody hates, as comes out roughly every 8 or 9 months or so. Might have something to do with that. It could be, as Coffee Cafe notes, that he is the smuggest, most self-satisfied person in the world. And listen, I take offense to that because I'm number 2 in that regard. Might have something to do with it, might have just a little bit to do with it. It might be just I'm just going to lay out a set of facts here. One time, Jimmy Fallon had Paris Hilton on The Tonight Show. And Jimmy Fallon and Paris Hilton spent an entire segment of The Tonight Show telling their viewers at home all about how great non-functional tokens were and how important it was to be part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, where they displayed pictures of the bored apes that Mr. Fallon and Ms. Hilton had invested in encouragements to get more people to sign up for this obvious, transparent pyramid scheme. Which, in addition to thereby committing 2 great offenses of television. One, using an entire segment of your television show to entice viewers to join a transparent pyramid scheme for your own personal enrichment. Bad. But also, it was death television. It was such bad TV. It might have something to do with the fact that anything Jimmy Fallon touches has, at any given moment, at least a 40% chance of turning into bad, horrible, unwatchable television. Might have something to do with it. Also, Coffee Cafe, for the record, bang Goog can. It is 7:44 in the morning and I am wearing a dirty undershirt. Nobody wants to see that. But any of those are perfectly valid reasons to dislike Jimmy Fallon. Me? I just don't care for him. I don't think he's funny. A lot of people think he's funny. I don't agree with those people. I think he's bad, actually. But we got 5 out of 6 on the Trivial Pursuit. Oh, we've got today's immaculate grid. Yesterday's immaculate grid. Okay, we need a. It's okay, Coffee Cafe. It's cool. It is also 7:44 in the morning for my reading comprehension. We need a Miami Marlin who had 10 or more wins in a season. Let's not get too fancy with that. It's Dontrell Willis. I need to cough. Oh, my throat died. That's bad. Fortunately, I have resurrected it with the power of coughing. Samurai Sam had a kind of funny choice for Toronto only. A player who only played for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, they've had a bunch of prospects come up recently. Let's just say Dante Bichette's kid. No, not Dante Bichette Jr. You know, Bo Bichette. Dante Bichette's other, better kid. Oh, sadly, we can remember Pedro all we like, but we should not use Pedro. He didn't play for any of these teams. Curses. Danny Ainge. Oh, Danny Ainge. Boston Celtics executive, was a former Toronto Blue Jay. Good for him. Good for him. I did not know that. We also need a Toronto Blue Jay who had 10 or more pitching wins in a season. We shall continue to not be very fancy with that and just say Roy Halladay. And a Pittsburgh Pirate who had 10 or more wins in a season. Listen, if you need to name a good Pirates pitcher, you name Doug Drabek. That's the answer. Now then, unfortunately, we must... Well, first let us think of someone who only played for the Pirates, the poor bastard. Have the Pirates had any good prospects come up lately? I mean, probably. They're always bad, so they always have high draft picks, so they always get good prospects. And then they don't necessarily maximize those prospects because they're not actually good at things, but, you know. Anyway, their catcher, they had a catcher who was pretty good, right? What is the rule of naming a good Pirate? You name Andrew McCutchen. Although you could also say Roberto Clemente. That's another good Pirate. Did he really only play for the Pirates? I guess he only played for the Pirates. Oh, good for him. Well, never mind. We need a person who has only ever played for the Marlins, which is harder because the Marlins are trade happy. So if you are a person who exists in the vicinity of Miami, there's a better than decent chance that you're either there because you were traded to the Marlins, or you're going to leave there by being traded away from the Marlins. So let's say, I just thought of a sad one. And we already did Roberto Clemente, so it's a sad vibes immaculate grid today. Jose Fernandez only ever played for the Marlins. Yeah. Oh man, it was a sad vibes immaculate grid when I used Roy Halladay. Oh man. Oh, it's a sad vibes immaculate grid. No. Okay, new rule for this. Wait, hold on. Oh, I have one more, and then I institute the rule. First of all, Roberto Alomar played for the Blue Jays and Guardians. Different kind of sad vibes, but okay, from this point out, no bummers. No more bummers. As we try to figure out these two guys right here, which means, sadly, Cleveland Guardians pitcher Aaron Bummer, who I don't think played for the Pirates. But still, no bummers. No bummers. Also, yes, Sunflare Space to explain, for those who don't know, off the top of their heads, Roberto Clemente, Roy Halladay, and Jose Fernandez all died in tragic accidents, which is a shame. Roberto Alomar is just a domestic abusing shitbag, so different kind of sad vibes. Aaron Bummer will not be present on this immaculate. Actually, did he play for the Marlins? Hold on, am I making that up? I know I just said no bummers. I should probably stick to my rule. It's probably a good idea to stick to my rule. Okay, no bummers. No bummers. Also, I'm not going to get these. Paul Ossenmacher just hopped in my head. Paul Ossenmacher was a pirate, wasn't he? He absolutely was not. Was he a Marlin? Am I just making that up? Am I making an Ossenmacher of myself? I made an Ossenmacher of myself. Well, okay, fine. Carlos Santana and Josh Bell are people who actually would have fit those squares. God. Also, hey, the Bad Vibes guys were the most popular guys, so oof times for that particular immaculate grid. Let's water it down with a guess the dot game where we guess this dot game. This feels like a Spelunky or a Dwarf Fortress or something like that. Like a top-down, miney, crafty, those are two separate words. This is definitely not Minecraft, but like that sort of thing. It's got that sort of vibe to it, doesn't it? Am I making shit up? Sam says that this is not Spelunky, which convinces me to try Dwarf Fortress. It's not Dwarf Fortress. Okay. Sunflare Space thinks that it is Dungeon Keeper and is actually very vocal in that assumption. Dungeon Keeper. It is indeed Dungeon Keeper. Dungeon Keeper, you keep a dungeon with your pickaxe. That makes sense. You've got this vaguely Mario-ish overworld. There's this, okay. A big spike ball dude with a nose ring. Sure. This is a real-time strategy dungeon management game. It looks like this, and it also looks like this, which is basically that, but moving. Holy hell. This looks like Torture Chamber Tycoon. Basically what this looks like. You can train creatures. Good for you, Bullfrog Productions. Good for Sunflare Space for immediately recognizing Dungeon Keeper. This will not be in the next stream. Listen. I'm sure it was a fun little game at its time. Sam, you may remember that I have instituted a 1-year moratorium on old bullshit games, and I am fully acknowledging that I have a weird nebulous definition of both old and bullshit, and for that matter, games. So, anyway. We will come to that bridge when we come to it. For now, there is plenty more to come with Valkyria Chronicles 4, and we just started Baldur's Gate 3. So, folks, I will be back tonight for Valkyria Chronicles 4, and that will be the final stream of the week. For those of you on YouTube, there is a new episode of Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, today's Thursday. Thursday's a Tactics Day. There's a new episode of Final Fantasy Tactics today, and for anyone who missed it, starting Monday afternoon, we are going to start doing a brand new thing on the channel every Monday and maybe Saturday? I don't know. I want to release 2 a week for 6 weeks rather than 1 a week for 12 weeks. But we're going to start uploading clips from, and by clips I mean the entire thing just in parts, of Final Subathon 7, the final Subathon that is Subathon 7. So you're going to get 14 or so hours of Final Fantasy 7 goodness in your YouTube faces for a while until the videos run out. But the first one of those will go live on Monday, so be aware for that. Until then, thank y'all so very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and a goodbye.